Because for me personally, I would rather go out there and get rejected 100 times than have one time of regret. And the pain, and knowing that pain is going to be lasting with me forever. And I'm not going to be able to go back and change it. We are all human, and we're naturally social creatures, and we're tribal creatures, and we're always trying to fit in. We always want to be appreciated. We always want to do our best, and we always seek acceptance and approval from those around us. Rejection is embodied in our DNA, and as social creatures, social rejection is often worse and more memorable than that of even physical pain. Brain analysis of rejection has actually shown it to feel like almost like you're experiencing real world pain. So yeah, rejection definitely does hurt, both emotionally and physically as well. So if rejection is part of everyday life and it's something that we're going to have to deal with, maybe we have dealt with it in the past or we're yet to deal with it in some form or another, how can we deal with rejection so it's not as bad and we're still able to live through life normally? So in this video, I'm going to guide you through 6 amazing strategies that are going to help you take back your life and be able to deal with rejection the right way. Hey, make sure to stay to the end of the video because I'm going to be going over a massive tip that's going to give you the skills to be able to deal with rejection, as well as the ability to overcome the fear of rejection. So then that way you're going to be a lot stronger starting today. All right, there's no hiding it. Rejection definitely affects us physically and mentally. So step number 1 and the first tactic to do is to give yourself permission and the time and the room to allow yourself to heal and recover from what it is that you're going through. So it's okay to feel saddened, confused, upset, frustrated for what you're feeling deep inside. Give yourself the time and the room to be able to go through with whatever recovery process that you need to go through. So then that way you're going to be a lot stronger coming out from the other side. Yes, rejection definitely does hurt. And there are certainly some really strong emotions that are tied to it. And you know what? It's okay to feel that. And it's okay to go through that. But at the same time, we should not let the event of rejection or a rejection event control us so much that we're not able to live the best life possible. All right, so the next strategy that I want to talk to you about on how you can deal with rejection is stop trying to impress people. Listen, if you really boil it down, feeling rejected has a similar connotation to you saying something like, everybody should like me, everybody should want to be with me, everybody should hire me, everybody should buy from me. And at the end of the day, that's simply just not the case. You see, at the end of the day, it's not our job to try to get everybody to like us because in all honesty, you can't. You could be the kindest person on earth, but somebody is still going to find something that they just don't like about you. And that's not saying that there's something wrong with you. That's just the story and the narrative that they're playing in their own head. Your job is to go out there and be the best person that you can. Do the best job at everything that you do. And work on the things that you can actually control, because at the end of the day, if you strive to go out there and try to impress everybody, you're going to go out and impress nobody. And if you go out there and live your life with the mindset that everything will work out, nothing will ever go wrong, and you will never get rejected, unfortunately, when you do get rejected, it will hurt a lot more. As long as you go out there every day and you give it your best and you treat people with respect and you do everything that you can within your control to live your life at 100% by doing your best each and every time, that's what the meaning of being human is all about. All right, the next way to deal with rejection is to change your perspective. You are in control of the way you react. When something happens, you decide whether that's good or bad. When something happens, it's a neutral event. But we as humans, we give it a label as being something good or something bad happening to us. So by changing your perspective, you change the outcome. If something happens to you, you decide whether it's a good thing or a bad thing. And say, for example, something happened and you got rejected and things didn't work out. You can have that perspective. You can reframe it to being something like where you can say to yourself, oh, well, you know what? That didn't work out. Let me go out and try again. Instead of saying something like, oh my goodness, that was the worst thing that could have happened to me. I cannot take this. This is absolutely terrible. Honestly, at the end of the day, it's the story that you tell yourself in your head. Change your perspective. Look at things from a bigger point of view. Thanks to social media, unfortunately, society has completely brainwashed us because we go out there and we see things and we say, you know what? I have to be perfect. Well, you know what? You don't have to be perfect. Failure is not a bad thing, and rejection is part of the learning process. So when you reframe your mind, you start to accept rejection instead of fearing it or avoiding it altogether. All right, the next tip that I can give you is about boosting your self-esteem. Self-esteem is about how good you feel about yourself inside, how worthy you think you are, and how much self-love you have for yourself. Now, the issue with having low self-esteem is that we unfortunately use it as validation from other people on how we should feel about ourselves, how worthy we should feel about ourselves. We use others to sort of validate or give us permission to feel good or feel worthy about who we are and what we're doing. But that's just simply not true. You don't need other people to tell you how good you are, how worthy you are. You're special in your own right. You're perfect in your own way because of your individuality. You are special, and you don't need others to validate that or give you approval or permission about how good you should be feeling about yourself deep inside. So you should go embrace that. You're special and you're unique, and there's no reason for you to be affected by somebody's thoughts or actions or something that they said about you, because that should not be something that can hold you back from living the life that you want to live. And one way to deal with rejection is to genuinely love yourself and appreciate yourself for who you are deep inside. Because when you have high self-esteem and when you love yourself, then when you're encountered with a situation where you're dealing with rejection, it's not going to affect you as much because you know exactly who you are inside and your self-worth. Listen, at the end of the day, you do not need acceptance from anybody to feel good and worthy about yourself. All right, the next thing that I want to talk to you about is really important and very powerful for you to have the ability to deal with rejection. And that is about disconnecting from rejection. So what do I mean by disconnecting from rejection? That's about not taking things personally and separating yourself from the rejection event. So take, for example, you're making a sales pitch and the person doesn't buy from you and you feel like you got rejected. It's not that you got rejected. It's about that they didn't see that product benefiting their organization. So at the end of the day, it's not you. Another example is if you're doing a job interview and you didn't get the job and you feel like you got rejected, it's not that you got rejected, it's that the employer just didn't see your experiencing fitting to what they needed for the job and what it required. So again, it wasn't you. Another example could be if you like somebody and you ask them out on a date and they say no, you may feel that that's a rejection, but at the end of the day, it could be that they're just not ready for receiving the love and the generosity and the kindness that you bring to a possible relationship. Again, it's not you. You see, rejection doesn't and should not ever define you. If you try to play it safe and to avoid situations where you can get rejected, then you're going in the opposite direction of success, where you're trying to not be vulnerable, not put yourself out there. And again, you're trying to avoid being in any possible situation where rejection can happen. And in order for you to be successful in anything in life that you do, you have to be vulnerable. You have to put yourself out there. You have to take risks and you have to take chances. You have to accept failure and rejection as a learning experience for you to get better every single day. And it's just part of the process to get you from where you are right now to where you want to be. All right, so let me leave you with this. Is the pain of rejection more painful, or is the pain of regret more painful? Because for me personally, I would rather go out there and get rejected 100 times than have one time of regret. And the pain, and knowing that pain is going to be lasting with me forever. And I'm not going to be able to go back and change it. And for you, I don't want you to live with any regrets or to be afraid to go back out there and try to make another sale, or go back out and try to ask another person out on a date, or go and ask your boss for that raise that you know that you rightfully deserve. You see, once you take action and you're able to break through the fears and the pains of rejection, you're going to come out the other side so much better, and you're going to be feeling so good about yourself because you were able to break through, you're able to keep going, and you never gave up. If at first you don't succeed, try again, because you will get there. Hey, so I hope you got a ton of value out of today's video. If you did, make sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so you don't miss out on upcoming videos just like this on mindset and confidence training. And you know the routine by now. Smash that like button so others can also get the benefit that you got from this video. And I'd love to hear from you. Go down to the comment section down below and let me know which one of these strategies and tips helped you out the most with your journey to being able to deal with rejection. And stay tuned for the next video in this playlist that's coming up right now in the end screen. And thank you so much again for watching. My name is Maher Abiad. I'll catch you in the next video.